It's great to have you on. It seems you're contending, though, with former Prime Minister Paul Keating, who has gone after you. He reckons you're going after China too much. He says it doesn't take too much to encourage Penny Wong sporting her quote-unquote deeply concerned frown to rattle the China can, a can she gave a good shake at ASEAN on Monday. Gee, what do you say to that?
Well, I'd invite you to read my speech. Actually, what I spoke about was the sort of region we want, the importance of the maritime domain for our security, for our economic prosperity, the importance of ensuring that international law continues to operate and be respected and observed, particularly in the South China Sea and in the region, and that's important for stability. I think that's a pretty reasonable position, and certainly one that was articulated also by the Philippines Foreign Secretary who spoke with me.
Have you rung Paul Keating to suggest that he read the speech?
Look, Mr. Keating is, we are often treated to his opinions. He's entitled to his opinions, but I have to say I'm much more focused on doing the work here, and the work here is in our national interest, in Australia's national interest, working with the countries of this extraordinary region, the region of Southeast Asia, which is so critical to Australia's prosperity and to our security. We want peace, stability and prosperity in the region in which we live, and that's what we're working on in this summit. And we're really grateful and really pleased that so many leaders have come to Melbourne to be with us.
OK, I want to talk about what one of the leaders said just yesterday, but Mr. Keating does have a lot of opinions. He accused you last year of not conducting foreign policy that well, saying it was more than quote-unquote running around the Pacific with a lei around your neck. Penny Wong, do you get the impression sometimes that Paul Keating just doesn't like you?
Well, that's, Mr. Keating's entitled to his opinions. If we want to talk about the Pacific, I think we know from history and from recent times why the Pacific matters to Australia. It matters to Australia because we're part of the Pacific family. It matters to Australian security. So I make no apologies for doing what the the coalition government should have done, which is to engage with the Pacific respectfully. And we might remember that the way in which Mr. Dutton engaged with the Pacific was to make jokes about climate change. Well, that's not in the country's interests. So, I'm going to keep operating and working for Australia and for Australian interests. That's my job, and that's what I'll be focused on.
At the summit, Malaysia's Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has told the Nine newspapers that he believes the risk of conflict with China in the South China Sea is being exaggerated. In your view, is he being a bit naive?
Look, Prime Minister Anwar had a very good meeting with the Prime Minister. Obviously, every country navigates the strategic circumstances we face differently, and I'd invite you to look at some of what, obviously, Prime Minister Lee of Singapore said yesterday too. And I think the point is this. Rather than thinking about what might or might not happen, we should focus on what we want to protect, what we want to ensure, what we want to assure in order to preserve peace, stability and prosperity. And one of the things we all want to ensure continue to operate is the law of the sea, the legal norms and principles that ensure that there is freedom of navigation, that trade can continue to operate unimpeded, and that there is not miscalculation at sea. We don't want that. And so a focus on the international law of the sea and operating in accordance with that is a good thing for peace and stability in the region.